everyone, I'm Liang, and I'm going to talk about the beyond content image tag recommendation, making use of the user-defined text and context. In general, the image tag recommendation can take the text defined by the users and image content and the contextual information into account to provide a tag recommendation. And at first, I want to illustrate the difference between the automatic image annotation and the image tag recommendation, because at first I was confused by the two terminology. The objective of the automatic image annotation is that it is to recognize the semantic concepts in the images and label the new images with the semantic concept, and it is mainly used to help with the image retrieval, which it can be as the same way as used in the text document. And the source is based on the visual features from the image content, and it is mainly involved with the machine learning process. And as for image tag recommendation, the objective is to recommend the text user really want. It's not just only about recognize the semantic concept, but for example, if the users given the system with photos about Eiffel Tower, and what the users want to be recommended is the text like the Eiffel Tower, not the semantic concept of the building. And the image tag recommendation can help users to organize their photos and to make their photos public accessible by other users. And for the source, it can not only based on the visual features from the image content, but also from the user-defined text and context, such as the Geo-spatial and temporal context, indicating where and when the images are taken, and some social context of the users. So the user-defined text can be informatic because it reflects the user's thought about the image. One method to make use of the user-defined text is the tag is based on the tag co-occurrence. The tag co-occurrence, which means the basic idea behind the tag occurrence is that the tags co-occurring most with the user-defined text can be a good candidate for the recommendation, and the tag co-occurrence can be explored in the global community and also in the user tagging history to provide some personalization tag recommendation for the users, and also can be explored in some context. And for the context consists of the Geo-spatial and temporal context to indicate where and when the images are taken, and also some social context of the users. One important thing is that the context is never works alone. It is always combined with other source to work together to provide the final tag recommendation. So for the geospatial and temporal context, one way is to combine it with the visual features. In general, the geospatial context is used to filter out images outside the geospatial location. And for the potential recommended text, the scores is based on the visual similarity between the user given images and images associated with the text within the location. And also the geospatial and temporal context can be combined with the user-defined text. This can be done by build the tag co-occurrence models under different contexts. For example, the different time of the day, different day of the week, and different seasons, different continents. And for the social context, at first, the social network is derived from the Facebook to combined with the visual features to provide the face tagging, and later it can also combined with the user-defined tags, like what has been done in the Geo-spatial context. The tag co-occurrence model can be built under the social context, and a social context, which means the context, which means the text of the text of the friend of the users, and the group context, which means the text used by the groups that the users is subscribed to. And some recent works study on the social media part. They think that the social media can help with some of the tag recommendation, because traditional tag recommendation is always out of date. They cannot recommend tags related to some real-time event. So by making use of the social media platforms such as Twitter, and we can able to provide users some tags that are related to some event happened in real time. So given all this context, one important remark is that tags relationship are different under different contexts. The left figure shows that the top 5 most similar tags to cherry blossom, and we can see that the top 5 most similar tags is really very different under different contexts. And the right figure shows the tags geo-spatial distributions of the tags which is related to the New York City. And we can see that the tags which is related to the New York City is mainly used around the area, the New York City. So this we know that different contexts can under different contexts there are different tag similarity. So different selection of contexts can cause the different results of the or tag recommendation. The current problem is that the contexts are used without understanding of the text. For example, as we indicated in the previous slide, a tag that related to a specific landmark, maybe for a tag related to a specific landmark, maybe the context, the geospatial context is more important than the social context. Maybe we can put different weight on this, and the future work I think should work on the what kind of situation. That is for what kind of the user-defined text and image context. Does the geospatial context work better, and how about the temporal context and social context? And the next problem is lies in the evaluation. For one kind of evaluation, the ground truth is set by the assessors to determine the recommended tags are relevant or not. But as we stated in the first, that the difference between the automatic image notation and the image tag recommendation, that the text should be consistent with the user thought, but assessors are always lack of information. For example, some contextual information to determine whether the text is really consistent with the user thought can be accepted by the users. So this is the first problem of this kind of evaluation. And another kind of evaluation for a system allowing for the user-defined text is that they only consider the user's original defined text as relevant. So for the evaluation, given a set of images with a number of tags, they use a portion of text for as query as the user-defined text and the rest as the evaluation part. This would cause the underestimation of our system performance because there may other texts relevant to the image, but it's not taken into consideration, and the selection of the text for query or for the evaluation is random. So future work should be work on how to select the text for the query and to know does the different selection affect the performance of the system. That's all of my presentation.